Right now, live at 5.
Chief Justice John Roberts is calling for an investigation following a draft leak opinion that suggests the Supreme Court may be prepared to overturn Roe v. Wade. I'm Skyler Henry outside the nation's high court with reactions.
Here at home, we're hearing from reproductive health organizations to get their plans should the law be overturned. And it's day one of a hearing regarding a key permit for PolyMet. We're breaking down what was said.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Baki. Briggs is off tonight. Shockwaves are reverberating throughout Washington and the nation after a leaked document shows the U.S. Supreme Court may be planning to overturn the landmark Roe v. Wade abortion decision. The leak regards a pending case of a Mississippi state law. We'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes. And in reaction to that news, the officials from reproductive health organizations spoke out today about their plan of action if Roe v. Wade gets overturned. Rob, you heard from leaders. What did they have to say?
Yeah, well, Kristen, according to Planned Parenthood, overturning Roe v. Wade will impact people differently depending on where they live. They say abortion access will essentially become a state-by-state issue. Across the country, some states will see an immediate ban on abortion if the law is overturned. Now, in our region to the west of Minnesota, North and South Dakota fall into that banned category. They have trigger laws that could make abortion illegal immediately. 23 states fall into that category. Now, some states will have access to abortion regardless of the Supreme Court's decision, Minnesota included.
Abortion will remain legal in Minnesota, yes. There is no provision in state law that would overturn abortion. Moreover, there is a Minnesota Supreme Court decision that protects access to abortion.
However, officials say abortion status in Minnesota could possibly change if state leadership changes hands. Now, in Wisconsin, the fate of Roe v. Wade could be determined by an old law created in 1849 banning abortion. Officials with Planned Parenthood say that law is a criminal abortion ban that's still on the state's statute books and has never been repealed. They say Roe v. Wade was a decision that made that law unenforceable. Mike Murray, Vice President of Public Affairs for Planned Parenthood in Wisconsin, says that law is incredibly restrictive.
That ban is a complete ban on abortion at any stage of pregnancy and does not include any exceptions for rape, incest, or the health of the mother or pregnant person, and only includes a very limited exception in cases where the mother's life is in danger.
Now, Murray says that old law could go into effect, but he's not sure it actually would be enacted due to Wisconsin's Democratic Governor Tony Evers' position on the issue. Now, according to Murray, right now in the state of Wisconsin, there are 4 clinics that provide abortions. And representatives from Planned Parenthood from both Minnesota and Wisconsin say this decision is not legally binding, it's just a draft, and that their services are still legal across the entire country.
All right, thanks, Robin. Coming up at 6, we'll hear from a local political science professor to break down the details of the draft and the reasoning behind the possible change to the current law. But as we mentioned, the Supreme Court leak regarding that pending case of a Mississippi state law, we're learning more about that as folks are reacting. And Skyler Henry reports from the Supreme Court.
Abortion saves lives!
Demonstrators stood outside of the U.S. Supreme Court for hours after Politico published a bombshell draft opinion from February that could reverse the 1973 Roe v. Wade decision legalizing abortion. In it, Justice Samuel Alito wrote, "It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives."
It is certainly a decision that needs to be handed back to the states.
I think women should maintain the right to choose and have autonomy over their own body.
President Biden says if the draft opinion stands, it would be, quote, a radical decision.
If the rationale of the decision as released were to be sustained, a whole range of rights are in question.
Chief Justice John Roberts issued a statement calling the February released document authentic, but he adds it doesn't represent a final decision from the court. That is expected in late June or early July. It's unclear how Justice Roberts will decide, though it appears the High Court's other conservative justices are poised to side with Alito, or they could also change their minds.
If it goes in the direction that this leaked copy has indicated, it rocks my confidence in the court right now.
We know history is on our side, and we're determined to preserve the precious rights that are the bedrock of this great nation.
Congressional Democrats have vowed to take a vote on abortion rights legislation, and they say overturning Roe v. Wade could have major implications for the upcoming midterm elections. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
President Biden has also called on Congress to pass a law codifying the 1973 Roe v. Wade decision, but it would face an uphill battle in the evenly divided U.S. Senate. Some Democrats have again reignited calls to abolish the 60-vote threshold or filibuster rule to push it through, but such a move would face bipartisan opposition. It's day one of hearings regarding a key permit for the Polymet copper-nickel mine. This comes after the Fond du Lac Band of Lake Superior, Chippewa raised concerns over the water permit to the Army Corps of Engineers. Today, we heard from the EPA. In the hearing, the agency issued its recommendation alleging under no conditions would the mine be able to comply with the Fond du Lac Band's water quality requirements for its waters. Therefore, the EPA advised the Army Corps of Engineers not to reissue the mine's Section 404 permit under the Clean Water Act. Polymet plans to issue a rebuttal as the hearing continues. Until then, company spokespeople sent us a statement saying they disagree with the EPA's decision and allege the agency did not consider all the available facts and information. Polymet maintains the mine will meet and exceed clean water requirements for all parties involved. Coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear more about the significance of these hearings and what they could mean for the project moving forward. Yesterday, the Minnesota State Senate voted to block funding for the proposed Northern Lights Express. Last week, the Minnesota House voted to put $80 million toward the project. However, the Senate passed an amendment to the state's transportation bill Monday, knocking the project, also known as NLX, off of that list. Ken Buehler, a committee chair for NLX, says the decision is not a surprise, but the fight isn't over.
Our next steps are doing exactly what we're doing right now, which is letting everybody know that, wait a minute, we're not at the end of the line. There's still plenty of track ahead of us. Is it going to be difficult? Yes. Did we know it was going to be difficult? You bet. Are we still confident that we can do this? Very much so.
Buehler says Governor Walz has expressed support for NLX. He says there still may be support for the project by the end of this spring's legislative session. Well, Dave joins us now for a look at the weather. Speaking of spring, we are actually seeing some of that this week.
For about 95% of our region, we've finally shaken off the snow. Although with Wisconsin fishing opener coming up this weekend, there's still some issues with ice out on the lakes, but hopefully we can get there because things are warming up. So let's take a look at northern Minnesota here, a live look at Grand Portage, where there still is a fair amount of snow on the ground, but even that is melting. Look at the beautiful blue sky up above Grand Portage, a sign of springs to come. Yeah, we'll have conditions like this through the rest of the week. Sounds like Elmer Fudd there, all the way through Saturday. It's Sunday when we get our next chance for rain. So high pressure will protect us from lows that are lurking to the south and to the west, at least through Saturday. Come next Sunday, that's when our next rain chance will be. So eyeing up the short-term forecast tonight, we get a partly cloudy sky with a low temp of 30 above, east wind 5 to 10. Then for Wednesday, mostly sunny. High temp here in the Twin Ports, 52 degrees. It'll be warmer inland. How much warmer and for how long? I'll let you know in just a couple more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5. Another roundabout could be on its way, this time in Hermantown near the airport. Construction details as we take you around the Northland next.
Rental cars are in high demand, but now there's another option. Rent a Toyota RAV4 or Sienna from Cary Toyota in Superior. Current models fill the rental fleet at competitive pricing. Rent for a single day or save with a weekly rental rate. Enjoy the reliability of Toyota on your next road trip. Unlimited mileage is automatically included when you rent at Cary Toyota in Superior. That's right, unlimited miles. You don't have to buy a new car to drive a new car. Call Cary Toyota in Superior to reserve your rental vehicle today. Voted best car dealer 22 times.
Link RV is proud to provide our customers with the largest RV service facility in northern Wisconsin. With an enormous parts and accessories department and technicians with over 100 years of combined RV service experience, we'll keep you camping all season long. Link RV, where reputation is everything.
Oh, is that what I think it is? The new DQ All-Star Summer Blizzard lineup? Boom! Oh, that's Girl Scout Thin Mints. New Oreo Dirt Pie, yum. Drumstick with peanuts, cotton candy. Oh, more summer flavors. Official treat of MLB. I'm gonna eat them all. This is fun. Hey, does that mean we won? Oh, but it was close. Oh, yeah, I hear ya. But just looking around, like, that's a lot of smiles, so looks like a win to me. DQ, happy tastes good.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission products. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep. We do better when our clients do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Interstate Battery has the battery for your RV, ATV, and so much more. Power up your summer with a battery you can depend on. Visit us today at 426 John Avenue in Superior or at your nearest Interstate Batteries dealer. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from a sunny and calm Two Harbors tonight. The sunshine might be here for a few days, or so we can hope at least. And Dave will be in with more on that in a few minutes. But first, let's take a look around the region. Buy your plot for the community garden in Deer River and grab your bike for your trek to school tomorrow. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start things off in Hermantown tonight, where they too will be seeing roundabout construction this summer. The roundabout will be located at the intersection of Highway 194 and Midway Road. Additionally, an R-cut will change the intersection of Highway 194 and 53. An R-cut is a reduced conflict U-turn, meaning there will be more turn-specific lanes. Resurfacing will also be done in that area. MnDOT will host a virtual meeting next Monday at 5 p.m. to address these projects, and we'll have the link to that on our website. Next, we head to Deer River, Minnesota, near Grand Rapids, where they are gearing up for gardening season. The Deer River Community Garden features 48 8 by 10 foot plots that community members can purchase and then plant and maintain with their own produce for the summer. Plots are only $10 a piece. Get Fit Itasca, a branch of the local YMCA, helps maintain the garden, but those interested in gardening who don't want to be in charge of a whole plot on their own can also volunteer to help maintain the community space. And we wrap up across Minnesota, where tomorrow students are encouraged to hop on their bikes. May 4th is International Bike to School Day. Minnesota's Safe Routes to School sponsors events across the state, including here in Duluth, in Grand Rapids, Keewatin, and more. The day not only encourages parents and students to make biking and walking to school a habit, it allows local leaders to see just how accessible their community is. We'll have a link to more Bike to School Day events on our website. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. And still to come on Live at 5, a local nonprofit focused on STEM education celebrated a new space today. We'll take you inside in a few minutes.
Lakeside communities had high temps near 44 today. The normal is 58. We were closer to that in Linden. Even though 44 is 14 degrees cooler than normal, you know, it's not as cold as it was just last week. So we're getting closer to normal. Will we exceed it this week? Frankly, I think we will. And we'll hold off the rain for several more days. We'll talk about how long that's going to be sticking around here coming up after our break.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Now's the time to start your lawn and garden projects with 11% off everything at Menards. Mastermark Lawn Edging is the perfect way to add a finishing touch to your garden. Save 11% on all Mastermark Lawn Edging. Keep your garden growing with Yardworks Garden Hoses. This 50-foot heavy-duty garden hose features a guard and grip connector for easy attachment. It's $19.99 after 11% rebate now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, you guys remember when we went on this trip?
Yeah. Remember, Daddy, when you helped that nice lady across the street?
Remember when you blew up those balloon animals for that little kid's birthday party?
That's how it's done.
Remember when you helped fix the neighbor's satellite dish?
Move to the right.
You think you can help people fight back against insurance companies?
Yes, I can.
There's a plate waiting for you at the 63rd Annual Duluth Lions Club Pancake Day, Thursday, May 5th from 6 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. at Pioneer Hall. Tickets are $8. Children 4 and under are free. Proceeds help fund area charitable organizations. We'll see you at the 63rd Annual Lions Club Pancake Day.
How a possible change to Roe v. Wade could impact people in our region. What you need to know coming up tonight.
Today was another day of sunshine. How long can this last?
Tonight at 6 on CBS 3. Get your news on the go. The CBS 3 mobile app. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, the stats for April are in, and it was cooler than normal across the board. Twin Ports, for example, 5.7 degrees cooler than normal, 4.9 cooler than normal for Hibbing. Ashland, 3.6 degrees departure from the normal mean. Well, some sources are indicating that May is going to perk up temperature-wise. Other sources say it's going to stay depressed a little bit. If we split the difference, you know, we can be hopeful and say we're going to get back to normal, which is something we haven't had since January. So even that will be something to look forward to. Boy, that blue sky up above, that's something to look at. Take a look here in Canal Park. Gorgeous. We've waited months for that, and it's finally here. Sunshine at the airport in Duluth, current temp 44 degrees. Cooler than normal, but still warmer than it has been, so we consider that a success. Some of the warmth coming courtesy of a southerly wind, south-southeast right now, 7 miles per hour. Relative humidity, 60%. We don't want it too dry, things will dry out, and we'll be back into that fireboat again. Not looking forward to that. Air pressure on the high side, 30.18 inches, which ties into the lack of clouds many of us have up aloft. And that trend will be with us probably through Saturday. Current temps away from the lake, we're eyeing up 50s from Evelyn and Virginia towards Hibbing, Grand Rapids, and Big Fork. Upper 50s down towards Moose Lake, 50 in Cloquet. Closer to the lake, 38 to 45 degrees for the North Shore and about 41 to 46. 43 in Ironwood for the South Shore. Inland getting towards the 50s for places like Solon Springs and Hayward. Upper 40s towards Watersmeet. Temperatures will increase at least a little bit every day through the weekend, and by the latter part of the weekend, the 60s are possible. Can't say they'll stick around forever, but at least they're possible. Last week, that seemed impossible. All right, there goes the map jumping on its own once again, so we'll back it up and start again on the national picture here, which is going to show lower pressure to our south, lower pressure to our west, but with higher pressure wedging in, we'll keep those lows at bay and we'll hold on to our sunshine, like I mentioned, through the first half of the weekend. And eyeing up what's going on right now at the surface here in our area. Well, higher pressure has chased away the clouds, even chased away a couple of showers, a little bit of sea breeze activity going on, and we're going to be high and dry, like I mentioned, for a good portion of the week ahead. Again, that high pressure is going to move very slowly, so again, that keeps most low pressure systems deflected from our region, at least through Thursday, and I think it's going to continue to do that until, Saturday night, late Saturday night, early Sunday. Finally, low pressure could bring us our next rain chance. And once that comes around, it actually could stick around for a couple of days. So, you always have to pay the piper. Sunshine now, Clouds later. Tonight, no clouds or just a few, partly cloudy for Minnesota. Low temps into the 20s inland, low 30s right by the lake. For our friends in Wisconsin, 27 is a common theme, but Superior will be different, 29 there. For tomorrow, sunshine once again, Wisconsin, Michigan, 50 to 60 degrees for the highs, cooler by the lake, warmer down towards Hayward and Cable. Over towards Minnesota, very similar run of temperatures. We'll say about 50 to 60 inland, mid-40s by the lake. And this sunny and warm trend, or at least mild trend, lasts through Saturday, as we mentioned. Steady increase in temperatures as the week goes on. 60s are possible by Monday and Tuesday, but the excitement for that is tempered by cloudier skies and pretty decent chances for rain showers, at least for 3 days worth.
Okay, I feel like I can't complain, though, because the temperatures are going up, so we can handle a little bit of rain.
And complaining never helps.
That's true. It never does. Thanks, Dave. Spring temps are finally here, and open water fishing season is right around the corner. In Wisconsin, the general fishing season opens this Saturday. All residents and non-residents over the age of 16 will need to have a valid fishing license to cast a line. The DNR is reminding anglers to check regulations before they head out, as many walleye limits and size requirements have changed since last season. Meanwhile, Minnesotans have a little longer to wait. The spring fishing opener is May 14th. However, if you're looking to get out a little sooner, this weekend is Take a Mom Fishing, and Minnesota moms do not need to have a fishing license. A local education nonprofit is celebrating the opening of its new space. Starbase celebrated its new expansion today at the 148th Fighter Wing in Duluth. Starbase Minnesota is a nonprofit that delivers STEM learning to area 5th graders. Students spend time on site with their class, focusing on real-world problem solving using technology. The 7,000 square foot expansion will double the program by adding 4 new classrooms and office space. Several of the program's alumni spoke today about how it has helped guide their learning.
They definitely opened up the idea about STEM being a career that we can follow. So currently I want to go into biology or geology, and they've helped me just understand that I can go into this field and I can enjoy it while also helping the world.
Starbase programs are free for schools and for students. It's that time of the show where we get to talk about adoptable pets, and today's pet comes to us from Precious Paws Humane Society in Chisholm. This is Coral. She is a 2-year-old calico cat who is ready to go to a home. Our friends at the shelter tell us she loves to play, explore, and snuggle. She was adopted and then returned as those folks wanted a kitten. So she is really ready to just find a place to call her own. If you'd like to set up an appointment to adopt Coral, you can call the number on your screen. Still to come, an update to a story we brought you last week. The Ashland Birth Center will be staying in their home. We'll have the details in a few minutes.
Hey, lady, when is the baby coming?
Very, very soon.
Dad, what about yours?
You're gonna... Yeah, okay, well...
Eric Paulson here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
This summer, the Better Bus Blueprint will introduce 2 GoLine high-frequency routes with 15-minute service and faster travel times. These routes will get you where you want to go when you want to be there. It's a new way to DTA.
Hi, it's me again. Listen to this. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check every month may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Check your zip code. It could be dynamite. Call now.
Call 1-800-919-1340. That's 1-800-919-1340 now.
The secret sound is back on KQ from the Harley-Davidson Sports Center and the Northland's #1 radio station, Classic Rock 95 KQDS.
Mother's Day is fast approaching, and finding the perfect gift is easy at Numi Jewelers. We have a wide variety of gorgeous jewelry made for mom. Come shop with us.
True love is guaranteed at Numi Jewelers.
At Bath Planet, we stand behind our products and our installers. Our bathroom products are maintenance-free, easy to clean, and are backed by the Good Housekeeping Seal of Approval. We qualify all our installers in our training center so you can be sure that they have the skills to make sure your project is done right the first time. We are offering 50% off labor and no interest, no payment, and nothing down until 2024. Call today for an appointment tomorrow. Bath Planet, out of this world service, down to earth price.
PB and J?
PB before we go.
P before we go.
P before we go.
See you tomorrow?
Yeah.
Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers says he might support the creation of a Lily Alert in Wisconsin. An online petition now has more than 72,000 names calling for an alert even when a case doesn't meet the criteria of an Amber Alert. Authorities say a 14-year-old boy identified only as CPB strangled 10-year-old Lily Peters in Chippewa Falls and sexually assaulted her. Her body was found the next morning in the woods. The suspect is now being held on a $1 million bond. This morning, the governor discussed the concept of a Lily Alert.
I think we should look at that. I mean, clearly, it's not something that is going to cost a significant amount of money, and it seems to be a reasonable approach. I'll wait for some experts to give me some advice on that, but from what I've read in the paper and certainly this circumstance, I think it's something that deserves to be explored.
A Lily Alert system would require action from the legislature. Well, some good news for a South Shore business. Today we learned the Ashland Birth Center has secured funding to stay at their current location. The center serves as a safe haven for pregnant women. Last week we told you the center was at risk of losing its space if they didn't raise the funds to buy the historic home. Today, $60,000 was awarded to the center by the Small Business Big Wins promotion by Barclays. Staff will now be able to purchase the building and continue serving the rural communities.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, live from the Supreme Court. Protests across America. The reaction from outrage to celebration by anti-abortion activists. What happens now, as more than half of states could immediately ban or restrict abortion? Could the decision impact gay marriage and a woman's right to contraception? Plus, how did this top-secret legal opinion leak out of the nation's highest court? The latest on the investigation. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
CBS 3 Closed Captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Don't fall behind in your child's routine care. Schedule a well child check today. Same-day appointments are available. Visit EssentiaHealth.org.
Spring is here, and we have all your cycling needs covered. Need folding tires, shorts, parts, or helmets? We have them. Want an e-bike? We have those too. Need a shock repair? We can do it. Stop into Twin Ports Cyclery today.
For over 20 years, Breeze Roofing has been totally dedicated to getting the job done right, and done right now. We pride ourselves on being the highest quality exterior remodelers in the area. Call Breeze for all your roofing needs.
It seems like everyone has an idea on how to spend Minnesota's $9 billion surplus.
But as educators, we know that one voice needs to be heard above all others. Students. And yet, after decades of underfunding, they're the ones who have suffered the most. Increased class sizes,
diminishing mental health support,
and cuts to vital programs. The time is now.
Use your voice, Minnesota.
Tell your legislators to fully fund our schools.
Ernie Johnson and Charles Barkley welcoming you back to Susan's Cubicle here in Accounts Payable.
All that work, just terrible for her posture and circulation.
Are you kidding me? She set herself a reminder to get out of that chair and move.
Uh-oh, it's Karen from the IT department.
But Susan tosses her a no-look wave.
Susan's putting on a clinic.
Stand Up to Cancer and Optum want to help you reduce your risk for cancer. Visit takeahealthystand.org.
Get your news on the go, the CBS 3 mobile app.
A lot of people think, well, I'll wait until May and get my bike repaired, and we're saying bring it in early. We have a full repair staff. You'll get the bike back quickly, so you'll have the bike when you want to start riding.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Tuesday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up at 6. Tonight at 5, we looked at what the leaked draft of the Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe v. Wade would mean for people in Minnesota and Wisconsin. Tonight at 6, we'll talk to a UMD professor who breaks down what this could mean for other precedent-setting cases. And tonight at 6, day 1 of hearings for a key polymet mining permit were held today. Hear more from those who spoke at the proceedings. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you back here at 6.